It was a brisky cold night on Ponyville. Rainbow Dash was busy racing her GTR R34 Skyline late at night, and she was just enjoying herself. The Skyline was a dark shade of blue, and despite her being a more lighter shade of blue with rainbow hair, she doesn't really care that much as she's just enjoying a night run with her famous GTR sports car. Rainbow Dash smiles as she was just busy just driving around and just having a little bit of fun. And she said, "Man, it's such a great night to go out for a drive. Nothing can stop me now. I am the best, and no one could ever beat me." And, huh? What is that? Rainbow Dash was a bit confused as she stares in her rearview mirror and sees headlights. Rainbow Dash looks at her car mirror and sees that there are bright headlights charging towards her at a very high speed. And in fact, she doesn't know what was going on until she saw something that she never dared trying to race against. The car that appears in her rearview mirror was obviously clear. It was a blue 1969 Nissan 240Z, also known as Midnight Z. The car is a heavily modified 240Z Fairlady, also known as the Nissan 240Z. Midnight Z was a heavily modified 615 horsepower Nissan Fairlady, and behind the wheel it was Fluttershy, driving closely behind her. Fluttershy was busy smirking at the wheel as she managed to caught up with Rainbow Dash's GTR, and Fluttershy said, "What's the matter, Rainbow Dash? Can't handle the fastest street machine on the road?" "This is Midnight Z we're talking here. 615 horsepower, absolute monster. This thing can do 300 kilometers per hour. That GTR of yours? Psh, it probably can do 207. And try to catch me if you can." Rainbow Dash was a bit annoyed by the taunt, and she said, "Oh yeah? Bring it on. I dare you." Rainbow Dash accelerates and shifts gears, attempting to get away from Midnight Z. Fluttershy smirks again, and she said, "Oh, you're not gonna get away from me this time." She shifts gears also, following the Nissan GTR closely behind. Fluttershy smirks at the steering wheel, and she said, "Bring it on. I'm not scared." She turns on the radio and it plays Heartbreaker by Mike Hammer, the very same song that was used for Devil Z and the Blackbird Porsche during the movie Wangan Midnight, a very special racing club based on the same name of the street racing club in Japan since the late 1990s. Fluttershy smirks as she shifts gears and chases Rainbow Dash on the road. Fluttershy gains on Rainbow Dash's GTR as the two cars race together side by side. As the music begins to shift its pace, the GTR and Midnight Z battle out on each other, trying to prove who's the faster driver and the faster car. Rainbow Dash was starting to gain ground, but Midnight Z was a lot faster. Midnight Z was able to get away from Rainbow Dash as Rainbow Dash was getting slower and slower, not being able to catch up with Midnight Z. And just like that, Midnight Z slowly disappears into the night. Rainbow Dash is a bit annoyed and frustrated, realizing that she lost to a faster and more powerful machine than her car. Rainbow Dash glares through the windshield as she watches Midnight Z disappear into the darkness. Rainbow Dash is a bit annoyed and slams on her brakes and said, "Gosh darn it! Lost to a Midnight Z? Are you serious? This is so unfair!" Rainbow Dash lets out a groan and sits onto the roadside, watching Midnight Z slowly vanish into the night. The annoyed blue Pegasus was a bit frustrated and annoyed, realizing that the yellow Pegasus was right. The Midnight Z was a lot faster, more stronger, and more capable than the Nissan GTR. Even though Rainbow Dash was the fastest, she was basically beaten by another car. A midnight blue Nissan Fairlady Z from 1973 actually smoked her GTR in one final blast. And Rainbow Dash said, "I can't believe this. Lost to a midnight blue Fairlady Z? That is not what I hoped for."